gang, it's Jay, and we are talking get-home bags today. Um, my get-home bag has evolved over the years. Part of it's been dependent upon maybe where I've worked at, as far as the location or what the time of year is, and what the weather's doing outside, all that good stuff. So a lot of it's going to be very area dependent, dependent upon where you live, very seasonal dependent, dependent upon what time of year it is where you live, and what your specific obstacles may be, what your specific priorities may be. A get-home bag is exactly that. It is a bag with the materials you may need in order to be able to get home quickly and safely. Um, Speed is of the essence, I think, for a get-home bag, especially when it's, when you have a spouse and kids involved, and to be able to get there as quickly as possible is of huge importance if for whatever reason you need to abandon your vehicle. So my get-home bag, as it sits currently, it reflects the current situation, time of year. It's June. I'm in the lower Great Lakes area, so it's, right now it's 75 degrees and super humid with a chance of rain, so that's kind of like most of our summers here. So this bag reflects that and the priorities that are involved with that. Now, another thing that's, before I get into what I carry in my get-home bag, a lot of people tend to forget just their everyday carry materials as well. As you can see down here, the my everyday carry setup. I did a video a little while back on it, but that's my it's pretty standard everyday setup for my on-body carry. So keep that in mind as you're building your get-home bag, that you have your EDC stuff with you as well. So this is all in addition to that. And also don't keep in mind what you may keep in your car, whether it's a spare change of clothes, depending upon what your work environment is, comfortable boots, hat, spare water, things like that. I keep a sun hat in my car, and I keep bottles of water that make it easy for grabbing several bottles of water, throwing them in your cargo pockets, the pockets on your pack, and off you go. That way you really reduce the need for having to procure water while you're on the go there. So my specific situation, I work within, within 20 miles of home, so it's easy to, within a day's walk, I could easily do that. Maybe with an overnighter, depending upon what time of day it may be. You never know. It's not going to be a sunny morning where, okay, it's time to go. I can't use my car, so I got to hoof it. A lot more things are going to fall into place there. So that's just a little bit of my philosophy there, as far as what's, just to help better understand why I decide what I decide. First and foremost, you need some sort of a good, comfortable day pack. Day packs come in all shapes and sizes. Obviously, what you choose is going to be your own personal opinion. I've gone through a couple day packs over the last several years, and most of them were a bit too big for my intended purpose. So I finally found one that's quite a bit smaller, that is lighter weight, and actually allows me to wear it in conjunction with a chest rig, a battle belt. So there's future opportunities there for other uses besides just a get-home bag. But regardless, that's the bag. I mean, everything is designed to fit inside of there. So first and foremost, I have things like water and food. Large 1 liter bottle of water, 1 liter GI canteen with canteen cup, and I carry a Sawyer Mini with their little 16 liter pouch. That's my water procurement. So regardless of the water situation, I should be able to get water that way. And don't forget, I have spare water that I have thrown in the car, so I'm going to grab that as I exit the vehicle and grab my bag to throw that extra water in whatever pockets I may have available, even in my hands. So that's water procurement. Something that I recommend with the water bottles is if you can find, most of us have this Sawyer Mini. If you don't, you should probably have one. This does fit on top of the smart water bottles. I like that a lot. So you can drink on the go with that. So that's a huge benefit right there. Instead of having to spend time to squeeze it all out into the container, that screws right on top of there. So something to pay attention to as you down the road as you put stuff together. That's a smart thing. I carry a small Esbit fuel stove, just a couple fuel tabs in there. If for whatever reason you need to heat up water, maybe it's for coffee, which is going to lead us into our food, or you need to purify water, you certainly have the means to do that. So some sort of metal container as well. Think about that in your system there. Food. My current setup, I'm looking at about the 24-hour period. So that 24-hour period, I don't need a whole lot, right? You can go a few days without eating. Water, obviously you're going to need water, but when it comes to food, you need things that are high in calories and a lot of sugars and protein. So obviously I have some coffee. May not need it, but hey, it's coffee. I carry some of the SOS energy bars there, so that right there is just going to be loaded with calories. Whole bunch of beef sticks. I like the Slim Jims because, I mean, you literally pop one open, the whole thing fits in your mouth, and you chew away on it as you go. I like that. And then a couple of Cliff Bars. For me, for one day in an emergency, it's going to more than suffice there, okay? So that keeps things really, really simple. Now, when it comes to shelter, a lot of people, maybe they go elaborate over building a shelter or whatnot. You may not always have that luxury of building a shelter, finding that perfect place to bed down for the night, whether it's in a dangerous area or bad weather that forces you to hunker down where travel becomes more dangerous. So I'm a huge poncho fan when it comes to that. I mean, a poncho, you can wear the poncho and lean up against a tree if you need to, and that's your shelter for the night. The poncho should fit over just not you, but your pack as well, to give you full coverage, keep everything dry that way. So I just have just a regular, old school GI surplus poncho. I carry some stakes to go with it, and then I have a Ridgeline kit as well. The Ridgeline, this is dual purpose. It's rope for, if you need to go down a steep embankment. You may be leaving it behind, obviously, if that's the case, but something to create a little bit of extra safety there. You just don't know what you may need extra cordage for, so I went the route of something that's more dual purpose there for being able to secure things and set up a shelter system. And then if the weather gets cold all of a sudden, just to prevent hypothermia, I have one of the Survival Frog tack bivvies that I can slide into if need be to give me that emergency warmth if I need it. So that kind of just consists of the shelter kit, sleep. You're hoping you're not having to do that, but like I said, in a pinch, you can set up a field expedient shelter, and you can wear it as a shelter as well. So I think that's a huge bonus with those ponchos, is the ability to wear it as your shelter. So, and then just boom, get up, go, keep on going. You have to hunker down, just hunker right down. You don't have to do anything different. So I think that works out really well. I carry spare socks, spare underwear. There's nothing to be said for having to protect your feet, and then the underwear can become a hygiene issue. So having spares of that, which you should have in any bag, is of the utmost importance there. So that's really important. Things to protect yourself, you have gloves. You can do glasses as well. Gloves, you never know what you're grabbing onto. Your urban, suburban, rural, you just don't know. So a good sturdy pair of gloves to protect your hands is going to make a big deal as well. Communications, you have your cell phone. Got that right there. Radio, being able to alert others as to what is going on, where you're at, get in touch with your loved ones. Hopefully it's not a grid down scenario where you're worried about those things, but you have to have the means of being able to communicate, plus with your radios to be able to listen to your emergency frequencies and really find out what's going on in the area that you can have up-to-date information so that you can, if you need to change plans, you certainly can while you're on the go. So that's a biggie right there as well. First aid, besides what you have on your everyday carry setup, obviously mine, that you guys have seen before, carry a tourniquet, an Israeli bandage, and a clotting sponge around my ankle. Then I carry a boo-boo kit inside my pockets. So you have your basic first aid stuff there for small cuts and for trauma, but I also carry a little bit of a larger first aid kit that just has a bit more things to it. Burn gels, moleskin for your feet, a pair of gloves, some tape, things like that, allergy medicine, ibuprofen, things like that. So you know, a little bit more in depth of a personal first aid kit there. So as far as defensive goes, you have your everyday carry setup as far as your sidearm goes. Hopefully you do that, and you have a couple spare magazines with you. And then I also carry a knife in my bag that is easy to take out, and I can attach that to my belt if I need to, or throw it in my pockets, or throw it, you know, hook it to the shoulder strap of my pack, so that there gives you a bit of versatility when it comes to defense, just as far as that goes. So, but also besides your concealed carry, I have a couple extra magazines for my rifle. So keeping that, I'm a big believer in having a truck gun. So I think that anything you can do to have that extra peace of mind is huge. It may not be the best looking thing, you know, hunkering down the road or through the woods with a rifle. Being kitted out of in sorts, but if it's a difference between you getting home and you not getting home to your family, I think I'm going to carry a rifle in addition to my concealed carry sidearm. I think that's very important. Something that I like with these, so in my rifle, this is nice because you can just throw it over your shoulder. So I carry just your traditional bandolier that stripper clips come in. So this way you can carry that, you know, throw on your pack, open this up, pull it out, throw it over. I can go ahead and throw my radio in here if need be, for being able to listen to things while we are on the go. So that way you have all that around on your body and readily accessible. Heaven forbid you need it. It's all there. Plus it hides well underneath a jacket or underneath your poncho. So that, I think, makes a big difference as well. So we've got that. Plus it gives you a nice way just to store everything as well inside your bag. And then some people are going to say, "Oh, wait a second, Jay. What about your 10 essentials? What about the little basic things?" So I've never been a big fan of these everyday carry organizer kits, but reevaluating the get home bag scenario, I became a fan of these. I totally see where they come into play. So first and foremost, you need navigation, right? So we have a map of my AO, got a compass, I have a notebook with pencil, and I have pens and Sharpies as well. So all that goes in that front pouch. The other thing that's kind of nice with this is I can wear this as a chest bag as well off my pack, just a couple carabiners, and I can wear it as a chest bag. On the inside, I have a battery bank for my phone. It's enough to give me 2 full charges. That's all that I think I may need. I carry 50 feet of Dyneema cord, so I have my extra cordage if I need it. I have another small boo-boo kit for first aid kits. I have a whistle for signaling or getting somebody's attention. I have a small AAA flashlight. I think it's like 150 lumens. Just bright enough for, you know, getting somebody's attention, plus it's a backup to my everyday carry light. I have a roll of electrical tape in there. Carry a monocular. A lot of people have a weird, different feelings or thoughts on binoculars as far as part of a kit like this. But I'm a big believer in it from the perspective of what happens if you are trying to you're coming up and down ridges, or hills, or you know, rises in a roadway, if you're following a roadway, it might be wise of you, in fact it is wise of you, to take a knee, or go prone, and kind of, or, you know, have some sort of cover, and be able to view down the road, and just get a view of things. Look at the tree line, look at vehicles that might be parked. Maybe there's a scene with fire, ambulance, police, what it may be. It may not be a bad idea to get a kind of a little bit of a clearer picture as to what's going on. You might need to change your route. You might need to change what you're going to do. You know, so it's going to help with your mindset there, and with your planning for what you're going to do. Fire stuff. I have lifeboat matches. I have a lighter with duct tape wrapped around it. I have several small pieces of fat wood. I have a ferro rod with a striker to it. I have a Swiss Army knife. And then on the back side, I carry a signal panel for getting somebody's attention. I could put this on the outside of my pack. I could hang it outside of my car window. It can be seen from the air. It's waterproof, so I can sit on this if I'm hunkering down for the night in a bad storm, and I got my poncho over me. Obviously, I need something dry to sit on. I could sit on that as well. So that's good. And then I carry an American flag, just because America. And yeah, that's it, right? So it's summertime. It's warm because of the time of year, because of where I live, because of my work environment, and because of my priorities for being able to get home, whether it be vehicle, whether it be foot, doesn't matter. I have the means with which to do all of that in my day pack. That's my get home bag. A little long-winded, but I think it's important to know to understand the philosophy behind why folks may carry certain things. I know there's a lot of videos and they go over all the gear, and it's super cool because who doesn't love talking about gear? But they don't always go over the philosophy of it, the reasoning, the why. Why do I have this, and why does that make sense for me, for my kit? Obviously in wintertime, this is going to change quite a bit. It's going to go more food heavy. There's going to be more warmth to it, so that's going to require a little bit of a bigger bag, and you know, I have that. That works. Oh, I almost forgot. I carry a shamag. You can use that for you know, dunking in water, wrapping around you to stay cool. You can use it for concealment. You know, kind of like a sniper hood, if will be. That helps with breaking up your silhouette and shadows, which is nice for an urban situation, or it's also nice for in a rural situation. So I almost forgot about that. So back there, so I think it's important to understand the why somebody has certain things. So this isn't, get home bags are not a one size fits all. It's there's all kinds of different moving pieces, and only you are going to know what works best for you. But maybe if your area is similar to mine, work situation is similar to mine, maybe this will give you some ideas. Maybe you have some ideas that I didn't think about here. Put them down in the comment section. You know, share what you got there, and yeah, so we'll all get better at this. Okay. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up with me for the last 12, 15 minutes, whatever it is. And hey, you guys stay safe. Get out there, keep training, and keep spreading the good word. All right. You guys take care. Appreciate you watching. Bye.